Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we uncover hidden stories in company filings. And let me tell you, this latest KIRKLAND'S report has a little switcheroo at the top that's definitely worth a closer look. We're diving into KIRKLAND'S latest actions and what it means for the company's financial leadership. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, if you love getting these straight-up insights from the world of corporate finance, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We also have a fantastic Discord community where we break down these filings and more. Check out the link in the description below to join the conversation. Alright, so KIRKLAND'S has filed a Form 8K, which is basically a report for significant events that happen between their bigger quarterly or annual filings. This one's dated July 2020, but the main action happened on July 21st. The big news here is a change in leadership for their finance department. Andrea K. Courtois is stepping into the role of Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. This is a major move and it officially kicks off on July 21st. She's taking over from W. Michael Madden, who's stepping down from his role as Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer on the very same day, July 21st. So it's a direct handover, no interim period here. Now let's talk about how they're bringing Ms. Courtois on board. They've signed an employment agreement with her. This agreement is set to start on July 21st. It doesn't have a fixed end date, meaning it continues until either party decides to terminate it according to the terms laid out. Let's get to the juicy bits, the compensation. Ms. Courtois will be getting a base salary of at least $325,000 per year. This amount can be reviewed and adjusted by the compensation committee of the board, so it might go up. On top of her salary, she'll be eligible for annual bonus plans. The target for her bonus is set at 60% of her base salary. This means if she hits her goals, she could earn an additional $195,000 on top of her $325,000 salary, representing a significant portion of her potential earnings. The final bonus amount will depend on how well the company and Ms. Courtois herself perform based on objectives set by that same compensation committee. She'll also have a shot at long-term incentive programs. Think of these as stock options or other rewards that vest over time. They're designed to keep senior executives focused on the company's long-term success. Participation here is up to the compensation committee. But of course, you'll get the standard benefits that are available to other senior managers. This is typical stuff like health insurance, retirement plans, and other perks. So how can things end one way is if the company decides to terminate her employment. They can do this at any time for any reason or even no reason at all. Ms. Courtois also has options. She can quit for what they call good reason, which has a specific definition in the contract, or she can quit for any other reason by giving 30 days notice. Now let's break down good reason. This is important because it often dictates severance pay. First, if her job duties change significantly in a way that doesn't fit her new role, or if her responsibilities are drastically reduced, that could be considered good reason. Second, a cut to her salary or her potential bonus could also qualify. However, there's a key exception if most of the other senior executives are also taking a proportional pay cut. Ms. Courtois' reduction won't be considered good reason. Third, if KIRKLAND'S fails to pay her any part of her agreed upon compensation without her permission, that's a big red flag, but there's a small grace period for isolated accidental mistakes if they are fixed quickly. Fourth, a major office move. If the company's main offices shift more than 35 miles from where they are now, or if she's asked to work from a different location regularly, then that could be good reason as well. And fifth, if the company is sold and the new owners don't agree to take over her employment contract, that's also a trigger for good reason. So what happens if her employment ends under specific circumstances? If KIRKLAND'S fires her without a valid reason, which they call cause, or if she quits for good reason, as we just defined, she's entitled to a payout. This payout is equal to 1 times her base salary for the year the termination happens. So based on her starting salary, that's an extra 32 Wibra 1 times her base salary for the year the termination happens. So based on her starting salary, that's an extra $25,000 on top of any already earned salary. Now let's look at cause for termination. This is what would allow the company to dismiss her without owing that severance. This includes things like substance abuse aside from legally prescribed medication. Serious misconduct or illegal activities that harm the company are also grounds for termination for cause. This covers fraud, embezzlement, theft, or proven dishonesty. Being convicted of a felony or certain misdemeanors involving moral turpitude is also a reason. A significant violation of her duties or any agreement she has with the company is grounds for dismissal. And finally, if she fails to perform her job duties in a significant way and doesn't fix it within 15 days after getting written notice, that's also cause for termination. It's important to note that if her employment ends for any other reason not mentioned above, like if the company fires her for cause she resigns without good reason, her death or disability, then Kirkland's obligation is limited strictly to paying her the salary she's already earned up to the day her employment ends. No extra severance in those cases. Beyond her core duties, Ms. Courtois is also agreeing to some restrictive covenants. This includes a non-competition clause. This means for 12 months after she leaves Kirkland's, she can't work for or manage companies that are considered competitors. They actually list these specific companies in the agreement. Kirkland's even has the option to extend this non-compete period for another year, essentially paying her regular salary during that extended non-compete time. This is an interesting incentive for them to keep her from immediately joining a rival. Additionally, she'll be bound by non-solicitation clauses for 24 months after her employment ends, meaning she can't poach Kirkland's customers or employees. Then on a final note, there's no secret deal or agreement that led to Ms. Courtois being selected for this role, which generally signals a straightforward appointment based on her qualifications. She's also not involved in any transactions requiring disclosure under specific regulations. A copy of this full employment agreement is being filed with this report as Exhibit 10.1, so you can see all the fine print yourself if you're really curious. And the report is signed off by Michael W. Sheridan in his capacity as Senior Vice President, General Counsel and Secretary. So what's my take on this? The appointment of a new CFO is always a significant event. Kirkland's is clearly investing in experienced leadership with Ms. Courtois' package, indicating a belief in her ability to drive financial strategy. The severance and non-compete clauses are fairly standard for executive roles, ensuring stability for the company and a period of transition for the executive. The key here will be how Ms. Courtois steers Kirkland's through its current financial landscape. Without seeing specific financial results in this particular filing, we can only judge the structure of her arrival. The company's direction will be revealed in its upcoming financial landscape. Without seeing specific financial results in this particular filing, we can only judge the structure of her arrival. The company's direction will be revealed in its upcoming financial landscape. Without seeing specific financial results in this particular filing, we can only judge the structure of her arrival. The company's direction will be revealed in its upcoming financial reports and strategic announcements. The risks for Kirkland's generally revolve around its retail performance in a competitive market and how it adapts to changing consumer habits. The opportunity lies in effective financial